irrigation, and they said let the patient's water in the ear just evaporate naturally. Well, no, that shouldn't be the case, because that patient can then lead to an ear infection. So dry mopping is then when you put that cotton ball into the ear, and you kind of just, normally at the base of the ear canal, you just gently almost press against it with cotton ball so it's nice and soft. Let it absorb excess moisture, and you can go around the edge, and you can spin it if you want as well, but that sometimes can be a bit uncomfortable. But if you've got good technique, it would be good. So an endoscope is actually a good instrument to perform dry mopping with, because you can put the instrument into the ear whilst looking to see what you're doing. But then if you've got an endoscope and you can use it adequately, then you don't need to do dry mopping, because you don't need to use water. You can perform microsuction. So now, I appreciate performing microsuction for some people. It's quite challenging. It can be quite difficult. So ear irrigation, I'm not knocking it in that sense, but I just think you've got to be careful afterwards. Another way you can help dry the ear is using a hairdryer. From a distance, of course, you don't want to be right up against your ear. Have it almost at eco temperature, so room temperature, because if you have it too warm or too cool, it can induce the caloric effect. You can get dizzy, and the patient can feel nauseous. Well, not you feel dizzy, the person who's using, the specialist, I mean the patient. And if you have it at too high a pressure, of course, you can perforate the eardrum. So, but that's another way. There are certain drops you can use or create yourself. So you can use 1 part rubbing alcohol, 1 part white vinegar, so acetic acid. You can put that into the ear. So what the acetic acid does, it helps to reacidify the ear, because there's oils that I'm referring to that are like the thin film of oil that lines the ear canal has been washed away. There's no acidity, so the acetic acid replaces that acidity. And the rubbing alcohol, what that does, it binds to water molecules into a homogeneous solution, and alcohol has got a lower evaporation point, so it evaporates a lot quicker, so it dries the ear out. The problem with that, you can potentially over dry the ear. So there is another type of drops, and it's on our website. We only ship to the UK. I know we've had a lot of interest from abroad, and we are seeing what we can do with that. So if we can, it's to do with, because it's a medical device, and pharmaceutical, you have class 1, class 2, class 3. You have to get the correct regulations in place. But if you're in the UK and you've got water in your ear, or you've got a bit of earache and you've got a bit of inflammation, of course, definitely see a doctor or see ENT in the first instance. But if you can get these drops, it's called Clear Relief Drops. So on our website, there's the URL at the bottom right, www.clearwax.co.uk. Visit our online shop. Our trade shop for specialists at the moment, we have closed that. I'll explain that in more detail as to why in the next week or so, hopefully. But our public shop is still open to the public. The trade shop is just because, I'll just touch on it. So we've just been let down by a company, and so we've decided to cease working with them at the moment. Not at the moment, or permanently. And we're just making other arrangements. The public shop items are all logistically sent by ourselves. So Clear Relief Drops, that contains glycerol.